Hey, come on. Come on. Okay, take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
What's up, everyone? Renfail here, and we are back with another Starfield video. Today, we are diving into the character creation process that was shared during Starfield Direct. We're going to be talking about the backgrounds section of character creation as we continue our pre-launch prep for creating our first character in the upcoming space exploration RPG from Bethesda Studios. Now, they shared quite a bit at Starfield Direct. There's a whole section dedicated to the character creation, which is what we've pulled this video from. They talk a little bit about all the character creation processes, traits, the backgrounds, the skills, and so on and so forth. But we're specifically going to be looking at the backgrounds today and sort of pulling those apart in greater detail based on what we know so far, based on what they've talked about, based on what we have out there in the internet. Because there's the chef, the cyber runner, the pilgrim, the industrialist, homesteader. Like, what do all these backgrounds mean? And how are those going to impact your character? Because it sounds like a really exciting and robust system, something that's a little bit beyond what they've done in the past, because obviously the technology is getting better and better, being able to, come up, talk to these NPCs and have your actual background impact the conversation. It's kind of like how the class dialogue options work in, say, Pillars of Eternity or other games. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at that today. We'll have a future video on the traits system, so make sure to stay tuned for that as well. And of course, if you want to know more about hero worshiping, well, that's part of what we're going to be diving into in the overall process of creating your perfect character for this upcoming game. I can't wait for Starfield, guys. I'm so excited. Let's get into it. There are currently 16 backgrounds that are currently openly available for us to see in the video here. We got Beast Hunter, Bouncer, Bounty Hunter, Chef, Combat Medic, Cyber Runner, Cyberneticist, Diplomat, Explorer, Gangster, Homesteader, Industrialist, Long Hauler, Pilgrim, Professor, and Ronin. Now, each one of these backgrounds comes with 3 specific skills. So looking at the diplomat, for example, you get persuasion, commerce, and wellness. But if you go to the cyberneticist, you're seeing medicine, security, lasers. So each one of these gives you 3 specific skills that your character is really, really good at. I kind of look at backgrounds in this game as the classes that you would see in other RPGs. I know that the word background is used in tabletop a lot differently, generally speaking, because your class comes first and then you have a background, which is sort of like, were you a spy? Were you a soldier of fortune? What were you within, the grouping of your class? But they've done it slightly different here in that your background kind of literally is your class. Like if you were a combat medic before, these are the skills that you're going to start the game with. And while you are going to be able to get different skills and different traits and take the character in the direction that you choose to go, you are going to be sort of defined by the starter 3 abilities that were what you did before. Now, if you go back to the video that they showed at the very beginning, we know that your character wakes up in this environment with really no recollection of who you are or anything else, but they do have your record on file so they can say, oh, you did this before we found you here, so this is how you're going to be starting the game based on your background. Now, that being said, we don't know a ton about all of the various backgrounds quite yet. Out of the 16 that are currently listed as of this recording, the only ones we've been given greater detail on are the chef, the combat medic, the cyber runner, the cyberneticist, diplomat, and the explorer. If you're looking at the chef in particular, they start off with gastronomy, dueling, and scavenging as their skills. And it says here the description, while the unrefined masses scarf down chunks by the shipload, you cater to those with a more discerning palate. In your kitchen, countless alien species became true culinary masterpieces. We can look at Combat Medic, who has Pistol Certification, Medicine, and Wellness. And that description reads, leave it to human beings to fight over something as infinite as outer space. That's where you come in. You've never been afraid to take on the enemy, but you'd much rather take care of your friends. Looking at the Cyber Runner, it says that the abilities, or the skills I should say, are Stealth, Security, Theft. And the description says, from Neon to New Atlantis, the Megacorps stand as monuments to power, prestige, and profit. You've worked at both, for and against them, on the inside and out, often sacrificing conscience for credits. Cyberneticist says, medicine, security, and lasers are the starting skills, and the description reads, robots? Meritoys. Neuroamps? Good for parlor tricks. The colony war may have made implants and upgrades available to veterans. Once you saw a greater future, humans and machines as one. Then you have Diplomat, which has persuasion, commerce, and wellness. And the description says, the wars are over. Peace now reigns in the settled systems, but only because there are those who quietly fight to keep it. Because of you, agreements were signed, words were heeded, and lives were spared. Then finally we have the Explorer, who has lasers, aerodynamics, and surveying, and it says, they said exploration is a lost art. You didn't listen. As the major factions argued over the space they desperately tried to control, you were busy uncovering the wonders of the settled systems. Now, obviously, they've only given us those descriptions for a handful of these, so the rest of these we're probably going to have to wait till launch to find out more about, unless between now and then they release some more information. But if I had to make a guess, based on the ones that we've got descriptions of so far, I'm thinking for me in particular, the diplomat background probably is going to be the one I want to go for, because I'm a really big fan of getting persuasion out of the gate to be able to make my conversations a little more lively and to be able to get some of those bonus storylines, which usually lead to more experience and more loot, but that's just me. There's lots of options here, and I can't wait until we get full descriptions on all of them. Commercial time, everyone. Huge shout out to the Guild Champions, who are our highest tiered membership here on YouTube. We've got Bubbleonia, Ancient Entity, Crazy's Relative, Remedy. Thanks so much for your support here on the channel. And of course, to all of our members who help keep me full time here on YouTube. Thanks so much for your support, for being here, for checking in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Super chat any live streams or premieres you see. Super thanks any video uploads you see. Don't forget YouTube Shorts in that category as well. And hopefully, we'll see you in the next live stream. Don't forget the Discord. Links are down below. Let's get back to the video. Now, there's a lot more to character creation than just the backgrounds. There's obviously the skills and all of the various, physical, social, combat, science, tech. And within those, looking at the various ranks that you can have and, the lock picking and, all of the things that are going to make you really, really good at the interactions you're going to have, whether it's talking to another player or disarming a trap, whether it's figuring out how to use a local plant to be able to craft something. All of these are going to be important parts. It's like xenosociology, which they talked about in the video, allows you to sort of mind control an alien, which is really, really cool. And then the boost pack training, which allows you to jump around and be like the Mandalorian, so to speak. There's a lot that they're putting into the character creation process here to help players truly be able to have the experience that they want to have, whether it's running around and fisticuffing everything or just running around and doing run and gun and blowing stuff up. But there's obviously more to that. If you like to sneak around like I do, then you're going to be doing a lot of sneaking, and you're probably going to be taking one of the backgrounds that gives you bonuses to stealth. And also, if you want conversation options, those are the things that I like. But like Cyber Runner, as an example, has stealth, security, and theft. So if you were wanting to play someone who's pretty stealthy and gets around and smuggles and stuff and is just a thief, I'd say the Cyber Runner is probably going to be the cool job that you had before you were picked up by the Starfield Association and the groups that you're going to be interacting with in this game. Starfield launch is just around the corner, and I can't wait to see what builds you are all going to come up with. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking about playing, what background excites you most. And as we prepare for the launch of this game later this fall, let's all get prepared, mentally and physically, for the ride of our lives Till next time, everybody, the stars await. Stay safe out there, and happy gaming.